News Day continues here on One News Now. I'm Sean Yao. The Office of the Press Secretary has announced the appointment of TV host Daphne Oseña-Paez as Malacañang's new press briefer. Oseña-Paez led today's press briefing facing members of the Malacañang Press Corps. She was a news reporter back in the 90s and has hosted several lifestyle shows over the years. The press briefing held today is the last for 2022. It is not clear yet how the new post will differ from that of Press Secretary Cheloy Garafil. Meralco has formally asked the Court of Appeals to lift the temporary restraining order on its power supply deal with the subsidiary of San Miguel Corporation. Meralco also asked the court to deny the application by SMC South Premier Power Corporation for a writ of preliminary injunction. Meralco's motion, dated December 19, cited disruption to basic and essential services being rendered by South Premier. The TRO issued by the CA has led to the suspension of the power supply agreement between South Premier and Meralco, which covered 670 megawatts of capacity. The Malay LGU in Aklan assures its residents that the sinkholes discovered in Boracay Island are not life-threatening. Jenny Dongon with the report.
Pictures posted on social media showed that in 2018, the Mines and Geosciences Bureau made subsequent inspections in Barangay Manok-Manok in Boracay Island. According to island residents, the Bureau inspected around 8 to 10 deep wells in the barangay as part of the island's rehabilitation. However, since then, they have not heard any update on the inspection. That is until they heard reports that Boracay is susceptible to sinkholes, and that more than 800 sinkholes were discovered by the MGB, more than 200 of which are located in their barangay.
Blindsided kami. Nung na-identify kasi siya, kung life-threatening kasi siya back in 2018, they could have told us na, kagawad, kailangan po itong na-identify natin, pa-caution line po tayo, pasarap po natin, ganito ganon, pero we didn't get that kind of information or feedback sa kanila.
Sinkholes are formed when the ground beneath it collapses as groundwater flows through it, subsequently forming a big hole about a foot in diameter. Sinkholes usually occur in limestone-rich areas, a type of rock that naturally becomes brittle when exposed to water. Boracay Island naturally sits in limestone. Residents are now worried since the Bureau has not yet identified where exactly the sinkholes are.
Tinatakot namin dahil kung totoo po yun, anytime soon pala, there's a possibility na baka itong mga magkakatabing building may posibilidad na mag-collapse. Maiinganyo pa po bang pumunta dito para magbakasyon dahil nga identified na more than in total for the whole island, naka 600 plus or 700 plus, 800 sinkholes. So medyo nakakatakot po yun.
Malacañang Town Mayor Floribar Bautista says there is hazard map which determines potential sinkhole locations. However, the data is limited to mountain sides and cave areas. Bautista also said that sinkholes are not life-threatening.
Kung life-threatening ito, ma'am, sana na-discuss yan sa task force. Alam mo naman ang task force noon, di ba? Ang dami mga structures, mga building giniba noon eh. So kaya siguro na hindi yan na-discuss kasi hindi sa threatening.
In a December 12 media forum, the MGB Region 6 said 814 sinkholes were discovered in 3 barangays in Boracay this year, up from 789 back in 2018. For News 5, Jenny Dongon, we are One News.
One News Now will be back with more stories after this quick break. Stay with us. I'm Sean Yao. Philippine Navy officials received radio challenges from China during a resupply mission to the Ayungin Shoal over the weekend. Here's the report.
Philippines Support Port Yonada. This is China Coast Guard 5205. Your vessel has entered the sea area of Zhenhaijiao and the jurisdictions of the People's Republic of China.
This was just a portion of the radio challenges received by the AFP Western Command from the Chinese Coast Guard during a resupply mission in Ayungin Shoal on December 17. Filipino soldiers were delivering water, food, and Christmas packages to troops assigned at the BRP Sierra Madre outpost when they saw Chinese vessels shadowing the supply boat.
We have received your foreign affairs notice, and you need to transport in strict accordance with the notice. You are not allowed to transport the architecture goods to your warship.
The AFP Westcom stated their intention in Ayungin Shoal, which prompted China to allow the mission in quote, spirit of humanity.
Chinese Coast Guard 5205. This is a resupply boat tasked by the Philippine government to bring provision to the troops stationed in BRP Sierra Madre. Over.
Your vessel has entered the sea area of Zhenhaijiao and the jurisdictions of the People's Republic of China. In the spirit of humility, we are allowed to support food and water for your elderly warship number 57.
For AFP Western Command spokesperson Major Cheryl Tindog, this is a clear evidence of China's encroachment in the country's territorial waters and a violation to our sovereign rights. But despite the incident, the resupply mission was deemed successful. Westcom said, resupplying the needs of the troops at the BRP Sierra Madre is important, as they serve as the country's stronghold near China's military garrison in the Panganiban or Mischief Reef. The Chinese embassy in Manila has yet to issue a statement on the matter. Meanwhile, President Bongbong Marcos underscored the importance of securing peace and modernizing the armed forces in a speech during the AFP's 87th anniversary celebration. He also highlighted the need to strengthen ties with the neighboring countries to promote peace and security in the region.
We must continue to work with our neighbors, our allies, partners, and friends to address mutual security concerns. The security and stability of the country remains the priority.
India has joined countries like China in adopting digital versions of their currencies. Let's see how the e-rupee works in this video from Bloomberg.
India is pushing ahead with a digital rupee right as the collapse of FTX plunges the crypto world into chaos. The difference here is that the e-rupee is legal tender, meaning it won't have the same volatility risks as private digital currencies. India hopes the e-rupee will reduce transaction costs, increase financial inclusion, and become an inexpensive method of payment in a country where a bulk of the transactions are still in cash. India's central bank is moving forward with pilots on both business and consumer versions of the e-rupee, capitalizing on the increasing availability of low-cost smartphones and high-speed internet access. But it's got to clear some big hurdles. India already has several popular digital payment methods, UPI, Paytm, and Google Pay. They stand as tough competitors for retail adoption of the e-rupee. Another risk, securing the e-rupee against fraud and cyber attacks, whilst also guaranteeing there's some anonymity to it. Most importantly, there needs to be financial literacy at the mass level. Selling the benefits and usage of the e-rupee is critical in a country where some 230 million people are still unbanked. It's a nuanced pitch when India's central bank has stepped up its fight against private digital currencies, calling them Ponzi schemes. And it may take longer than India expects. Countries in Africa and the Caribbean have seen slow uptakes of their own digital currencies.
And here's a quick look at today's other top stories. The Social Welfare Department is offering free birth registrations for Indigenous people. This move aims to help more IPs get access to social welfare programs and government services. The Securities and Exchange Commission has opened up a probe into possible insider trading concerning PLDT shares. This is after the shares of PLDT sold off on Friday, ahead of the company's disclosure that it will restructure management following issues with the budget overrun. A majority of Filipinos are entering the new year with hope, according to a survey by Pulse Asia. The survey states that 9 out of 10 Filipinos are hopeful for 2023. For more updates, visit News 5, The Philippine Star, and Business World online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on Signal Play. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com and stream One News Live anytime, anywhere. I am Sean Yao. We are One News.